begin the YouTube stream as well. Good morning, everyone. Hello, hello. Let me check that the YouTube side is also working. There we go. Looks to be good. All right. Looks like we're fine. So allow me to make sure that everything is posted up. So today, for those of you tuning in from the very beginning, good morning. Ohayou gozaimasu. Today will be the official restream for Deluxe Nationals. The actual stream begins in about 15 minutes. So we're going to just do a little warm-ups before then. A little warm-up and chill. So I'm going to wait for my bots to send out notifications on the appropriate social media platforms. In the meantime, I will send out the X. Yo, Drip Fight, let's go. Phantom Zenity, how you doing? Welcome, welcome. So I do need to also, yo, good morning. Good morning, dear YouTube folks. I see you all there as well. Good morning, good morning. Let me pop out the chat from the YouTube side so it's a little bit easier as well. Yo, what's up, Bromite? Thank you for the 4 months. So no alerts today. This is an official co-stream for the WGP. Not our usual, just me sitting in my chair in a hoodie and just chatting. But today we are in official capacity, let's say. But it's going to be very exciting. I've been very much looking forward to today's stream. So what's up, everyone? Alex Jacobs, thank you for the membership on the YouTube side as well. Thank you so much. Hi, we are men today. That's right. Ken Takamura, what's up? Tempest Falcon, I see you. Okay, the hype train is still popping up. That much you can get. 3:45 here in Egypt. Oh my god, we have people from everywhere coming through. Thank you so much. All right. Congrats on the official WGP Go stream. Thank you, Tempest Falcon. Appreciate it. 日本から見てる皆さんも、ぜひ、日本語で、チャットで書き込んだり、もう全然遠慮なくしてください。なるべく返せるように頑張りますので。7:46 here in Missouri. So I'm just telling the Japanese viewers as well to not feel that they have to necessarily chat in English or anything. So let me just quickly. Konnichiwa. Been waiting for this day. That's right, baby. Let's go. Let's see. I should have. So actually, some of you may have seen, but I posted a article literally at 3 a.m. yesterday. I didn't think it would take me that long. Is that Vanguard poster behind you new or old? It's actually the first ever Vanguard poster. So that one is from when Vanguard was first announced in 2010. So it's actually, I think, the oldest Vanguard poster there is. So it even has like the beta designs and stuff. So it's quite cool. Quite cool. It's a bit of a collectible that I have. All right. Yeah, what's up, everyone on the YouTube side? Thank you so much for tuning in. Where'd you get it? Online. I just found it on a marketplace website, and it was like sold for not much at all. So I was like, must be like an old card shop that just like had it sitting in the back. Yo, McCrafter, let's go. Thank you so much for the gift. So, oh my god, 25. Gee, good lord. Thank you so much for hooking it up. Gee, good lord. We haven't even started yet. And McCrafter coming in with a big love. So the alerts are reduced today. Regular sub alert will not be popping up, and same goes for any channel memberships or super chats or anything like that on the YouTube side. I will of course read them out, but we will be, you know, a little bit on the down low side in that sense. But damn, McCrafter, thank you so much. I can't believe that you guys come through like that. That's unthinkable to me, man. That's crazy. Thank you so much, McCrafter. If whoever got hooked up by McCrafter, make sure you say thank you. FJ's839, her kitten Kada, it's a little bit cut off for me. Hans Losos, Mir, Panazal Maria, Cyclone, Muckcold, Sky, Super Penguin, Eagle, Brian Ban, Lidl, Julius, Drake, Natsu, Lime, Fodder, Aswa, Jello. Oh, I can't read that. Sylvianair, Astral Wolf, Wheat Beauty, and Zawarudo. Thank you so much. Hey, Figo Arigo Hannah, thank you so much for the 5 months. Keith coming in with a 10-2. Okay, hold up, y'all. Keith, thank you so much. Thank you very much, everyone, for celebrating. Thank you so much for celebrating the stream. I really do appreciate everyone's support. You guys are way too kind. Actually insane. I'm very, very thankful for everyone's support. You guys are unreal. What? I'm not doing anything to deserve this. So the only thing I hope is that I don't have any technical issues today. That's the only thing I'm a little bit worried about, because my stream was crashing a little bit, and I'm not sure if it's due to my browser switch, because I switched browsers recently. But I hope we don't have any technical issues. If we do, I'll try to fix them as fast as possible. I'll just switch. I think it's probably going to be mostly browser based. I don't know why, but I feel like my current browser is having memory issues. And Keith, thank you so much for the 10 drop, 80 subs on the channel already. Hooking up Jay, Lion, Vitua, Ben, Revolver, Dead Fim, Hiroto, like Ruxia, Yo-Yo, and Kebabster. Thank you so much. Hi. Thank you. What time the tournament starts? In 10 minutes. あと10分で、1回戦目が始まるらしいですので、日本から見てる方も、このスライドに英語で書いてありますが、全然、日本語でチャットしても、できるだけ解説の、重要なところも、日本語で入れたりしますので、ぜひ、一緒に今年のデラックスを盛り上げていきましょう。My Japanese is starting to stutter and speak over my own words. So, yo, Animus, thank you so much for the bits. Appreciate it. Where's the subtitles? I'm just telling I'll try to translate what I see in Japanese as much as possible when I say it. But I was basically just saying that for the Japanese viewers to not be afraid to just chat in Japanese. To I'll do my best to the important parts I will also be saying in Japanese as much as possible. So even though the slide on the stream did say English restream, I'll do my best for this one. So let me quickly just tweet out the stream now that we're live. We have plenty of people in here as well. Thank you, Anime Zero, for the bits. Thank you so much. Dual language commentary. I'll try as much as I can, but it's gonna be very exciting. Worldwide. Good morning from Singapore. Good morning. Good morning from Japan as well. All right, let me make the tweet real quick. I need the full event title is as you guys might tell, a little bit long. It's Vanguard Championship Deluxe 2024 Japan Nationals official co-stream. It's a little bit long. Yo, Keith's coming in with a 3 months himself too. Damn, it's only been 3 months. Feels like it's been 3 years, man. How long have you been speaking Japanese? When I was living in Germany, I kept catching myself slacking when I would try and speak German for the locals. I've been studying Japanese since I was in high school, but I only really got comfortable speaking it when I came to study in Japan for the first time 7 years ago. So that's when I had very intensive classes at the university I was at. I saw your other tweet about set 7. Does this mean Worlds will be both on the same set? Technically Japan World happens in February and English World happens in May, but technically they will be in the same meta, which is very, very exciting. So I'm looking forward to that. Morning from Indonesia, morning from Malaysia, morning. Hey, Destiny's Child, thank you for the kind words as well. Okay, let me finish this tweet. Ooh, thank you for the super chat. That's so kind. What did the VTuber say? Nice spa? Nice spa? Thank you so much. Appreciate it. There wasn't a ping for the Discord bot? Oh, you're so right. Yeah, you're right. Let me do that real quick myself. We have 7 minutes still, so let me hook that up. PJ Bay, thank you so much for the super chat. That's so kind of you. Yo, Zax, thank you for the 44 months as well. Thank you so much for everyone coming through. I really appreciate all the support. It's very, very kind of you. Okay. Let me see. I need to also make sure I have my media on me just in case. So just in case. I don't want any emergencies. All right. Let me make the Discord notification first. The Deluxe Nationals co-stream is now live. So on Twitch, we're at our usual link, actually. It's only on YouTube that we're on the... Oh, actually they started running ads. They started running ads so I can have some background music. They started running ads so we can have some music in the back. But the actual stream starts in 6 minutes, so we'll just have it in the back for now. You can watch my face for the time being. I've added some additional technology to the stream today, so look forward to it. All right. Hey, thank you, Padza. Thank you, everyone. Oh, hype chest, hype chest. Everyone got some emotes. All right, so for Twitch, we are at the usual place. YouTube. Oh, that's the Dear Days ad. I was like, who's talking? That's the Dear Days ad. All right. Copy link. All right. Share the streams. There we go. Keith and McCraft to be conducting. Yeah, it's crazy. Thank you everyone for the follows as well. What do you expect from WP? I wrote an article about that yesterday. Or last night, rather. Today, I guess. Technically today. All right. For day one begins now. Tune in. I think I have I need to quickly had to mute the DD section of Discord. Too much cope to handle. Oh my god. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm really curious how the meta today will look like. Just because it's, you know, I expect it to be mostly like the set 5 meta for the most part. But I'm just curious to see how much it has moved away from Koro Koro. And also we have 2 important promos, which are the Luard and Shiina ones, and I'm curious if those decks will be showing up a little bit more compared to before as well. So, oh, PJ Bay, thank you for the super chat. Damn, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for the super chat. Drop some likes on that. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. Looking slick. It's just this is my tried and tested jacket. I'll get a bit more. I'll get a little bit more fancy for tomorrow. Tomorrow will be the finals day, so today will be just, it's, you know, a little bit of a warm up. Good job, YouTube chat. That's right. Let's go. Jogu Hana, thank you so much as well. Damn, you guys are coming through like crazy today. What's going on? How well do you think Snow will do here? It's actually a pretty good meta for Prison. I wrote about it in my article too. I think Prison is actually could easily pop up. It has a really good matchup into the top 2 decks. So I'm pretty excited. All right. Let me just finish. I'm just like constantly yapping and not finishing this tweet. Not finishing this freaking tweet. So let me quickly do that. All right, so this one is live now. Let's see. I need to make sure I don't forget my hashtags in here as well. Hi from Saudi Arabia. Hello, hello. That's cool. So many. Morning from Vietnam. Thank you. Welcome, everyone. Where'd you post the article? On Notes. I will post it in here for now. So I can I pin messages? The WGP Deluxe Nationals 2024 Primer. Can I pin messages on... Is it possible to pin messages on Twitch? I'm not sure. Maybe not. Yo, Teen with Links. Thank you for the gifty as well. Appreciate it very much. Thank you, thank you. Yo, Bay Area community, let's go. I was talking about you guys on my stream on Thursday, I think. Hey, what's up, Kaylin? You can pin? How do you pin on Twitch? That I'm not sure. All right, let me do it on YouTube at least. Sorry, that the YouTube chat is like, it's gonna see the same message like multiple times. There we go, I can pin this one. All right, there we go. Super respectful sleep schedule. Good stuff. But yeah, so I think, let me just see that everything's working fine here. Yep, we're looking good. So here we have the regular stream on this side, but basically yesterday, if you want to give it a read, I wrote a article for just kind of what I expect today. So you can check that out. I talk about the format, the decks I expect, some articles, explaining, or some deck lists, and like explaining what all the different decks do. A little bit of Easter eggs here and there, you know, a little bit of things here and there. So give that a read. And then also what I'll be personally referring to quite a lot myself is I listed all the players that qualified. So there are a couple players who I'm not sure about their pronunciation. I have to ask like friends to help me read them out. But there's definitely I have quite a few friends playing in the event too. So I'm very excited. And I'm very curious who they're going to pick on stream for round 1 too. Because, you know, Riku, he was 2nd place in Nationals last year. So he's technically the best achieving player from last year in the tournament. So it's going to be quite exciting. Must have taken a long time to make. A few hours, but it wasn't too bad. Alright, let me just make the tweet real quick. So. Alright, it's gonna start just in a moment. Hoshiki. Hajimarimasu. And then I'll just link the 2 stream links. All right. Tweet is out. Let's get it. Let's go. We have Morishima Shuta bringing in the excitement for day 1 of Nationals. WGP Deluxe Nationals. He suited up too. Let's go. Wow, he's really bringing all the excitement. All right, then we have Natsuko-san. She will be, Mizuno Natsuko is she's gonna be basically the MC for day 1. So she is, you might have, if you've been to Tokyo recently, you might have met her before. She is the person that works at the Bushiroad store in Akihabara. And so she will also be working at the Vanguard store that will be opening in December. But yeah, she's a great person. Natsuka-sanは結構もう久しぶりに会ってないな。多分台湾が最以来かもしれない。So this is the explanation for what is the Vanguard Championship Deluxe 2024. So basically players from the entire year have been playing in order to qualify for this tournament. And I'm gonna have to move myself around here. But they've been playing throughout the year, and only the first place team of every single Deluxe throughout the year qualified for the finals today. So only the first place. Some of the bigger venues had 2 blocks, so then you would have, you know, 2 first places effectively. But only the best of the best are the ones that qualified. And it's going to be a very exciting time to see, you know, who does make it out. DF and his 2 co-casters. Oh, and here's the format. So I briefly went over this on my article as well. Day 1 will be standard, of course. 30 minutes, best of 1, 7 rounds of Swiss. Top 8 players will advance to day 2. Timing out does result in day 1 in a double loss. So yes, 30 minutes, very nice. We like 30 minutes. 30 minutes is very good. And of course, the cards that can be used are all the cards that are released until November 29th, which is yesterday. All right, and so what you can get in day 1, just for showing up, 30 minutes. Last year's Nationals was also 30 minutes for the record, by the way, so this isn't necessarily new. All right, and what you get for just showing up is the beautiful Keter Sanctuary Valnot playmat. Very beautiful. So every single participant will receive one of these. So that is for all players playing today, and there's definitely quite a lot of them. And the top 32 players receive the beautiful Akina Energy Generator prize card. There will only be 32 copies of this in the world today. It's gonna be a big prize. All right, and then they're now gonna show what you get for making it to day 2. So every player that makes it to day 2 will receive a uniform that they will be wearing on tomorrow's show. You can see it's a beautiful black and gold this year. It looks very, very nice. Ooh, Philippines BCS is already capped at 400 players. Damn, nice. Let's go. Oh, and then of course here, as well is the actual OT itself. So the top 8 players will receive the overtrigger. So technically there will only be 8 people in the world that will have this for now. But the top 3 players will also have their placement engraved on it. So the 3rd place will have a version of it with 3rd on it. 2nd place will have a version with 2nd on it. 1st place will have one with 1st on it. So this is going to be very exciting. And of course, the last prize is that the top 3 players also qualify for Japanese nationals. All right, and then there's a hashtag campaign which you guys can also participate in. So you can actually copy the hashtags from my stream title on Twitch or the description on YouTube. But if you follow the official Vanguard Twitter on the official Japanese Vanguard Twitter on X, and you post with the hashtag Vanguard and hashtag Deluxe, you don't have to use the hashtag PR that I use. But if you post with those hashtags, one winner today will receive a set of the Chiho Cup qualifier sleeves. Hashtag PR. So it's Power Ranger. Oh no. Oh dear. Japan only or worldwide? I don't have an answer for that, but I will I'd like to say that it's probably still worth to apply. All right, just making sure everything. All right, everything looks to be fine. But yeah, so it's gonna be exciting to see how things go down. But yeah, you can also, if you're watching on YouTube or Twitch, on the YouTube side I have pinned. Ah, のんだささん、こんにちは。日本から見てる方はぜひ日本語でチャットのメッセージ送ってもいいし、もう全然気軽に一緒にデラックスの方盛り上げていきましょう。What is the thing you were talking about where you needed to go well for it to happen again? This stream! I would like you guys to share this stream around. I would like the mirror stream to go well and for lots of people to tune in. And that will hopefully also influence the chances of this happening in the future. That would be great. Vanguard and Deluxe is the other hashtag you have to use. All right. Oh. I'm trying to listen also what they're saying. But yeah, it's gonna be exciting. So for the official stream that we are watching here, oh, it looks like we're ready. Oh. All right, so when Morishima-san says So he's gonna give the call, and everyone write stand up Vanguard in the chat. All right. Vanguard! Let's go! Oh, we got the transitions. Let's go. It's time. Oh, this is a crazy matchup. Oh my god. Riku versus Rizu round 1. Oh my god. Oh my god. That's a crazy start. I'm gonna make myself a bit smaller. I'm gonna make myself a bit smaller and go in the corner. Try to find an empty corner I can put myself in. So Riku is the second place from Nationals last year, and he essentially has been, you know, going through a lot of regionals, a lot of WGPs, trying to qualify, and kept bubbling out of top cut. So Riku is on the left. He was second place Nationals last year, and Rizu is actually a very good friend of mine, and also one of the, in my opinion, best players out there in the country as well. He spends a lot of time coaching and teaching players as well on just how to improve as players. And so he's, in my opinion, one of the best minds of the game as well. So this is going to be a crazy game. So they're both good friends of mine, so I'm very excited to see how this first game will go. So we have a matchup here between, of course, Rezael versus Levidras, arguably the two most popular decks. It's going to be very exciting. This is round 1, of course. So, so we see the Valtrosa as well being played here. The Kings, the Clash of the Kings. This is gonna be very hype. Wow, this is what a crazy round 1. Just the matchup already. So we see that Riku is using the rad line of Alden. That allows him to look at the top, reveal 3 different grade cards from hand when he rides grade 2, and then look at top 5 and find a grade 1 for the most part. And then we see here that the card you really want to find is Sergaon, and that's going to be, I mean, the placement of this will be important, but at the end of the day, I think on this turn you really do want to just, like in this matchup, I think for the most part, especially if you go first, you do need to make use of that tempo and make use of the momentum that you have. So, calls out the Cadwalla here. Are we going to seek any other commitment? Nilberis is going to come down as well. Okay. So, the attack pattern here is pretty straightforward, I'd say. You're basically just going to go rear van rear. Okay. These are definitely, like, that is the damage that you want to take. His defensive here. Actually going to... is not going to guard. Going to get crit and go to 3. So they're just making sure that he declared that the critical is going in the Vanguard as well. So this will take Rizu to 28. This will no longer hit, but just in order to use the Sergaon, of course, we will see that last swing go in. So I'm quite curious as to why Rizu chose to... I'm guessing he either didn't have any 5Ks to potentially drop to make that a no pass, but that was definitely quite a risky play. Because the thing about Levidras is that it doesn't have ways to plus too much in the early game. You essentially just have you know, the dual nation option, and that's about it. Trust and double heal. But yeah, of course, don't forget this is also, you know, these are both the best players in the world, in my opinion, some of the best, but it is also round 1 nerves. We see here that these are just gonna go swing rear pass, not give any more damage for Riku. So that's also pretty huge. Oh, mods on the Twitch side, if we can, instead of predictions, we can just do polls. That would be very much appreciated. I understand it already started, but if possible, let's just switch on to that. Yeah, Cadwalla needs 4 units to activate, so he would have had to activate it before using the Sergaon there. Chose not to use it, but we're going to see here. So Riku now gets to have the turn 3 ride up. Going to ride into the Rezael and, of course, revive the Sergaon here in order to have more plussing going as well. We can't do polls. Okay, never. It's fine. Don't worry about it. All right. Ooh, double Sargon is coming out here as well. So in terms of the drop, I think we do have another Nilberis here, but only has 1 damage. So in terms of what you can really call out from this Levidras, there isn't, not from this Rezael, sorry. There isn't really too much. Gonna use the Sargon here. Look at the top 2 cards. Adds 1 to hand, 1 to bottom. So gonna be able to use the 2 Sargons this turn. Gonna use the Nilberis here as well. Energy Blast 3, put it to soul, draw 1. And then take a look at the top card. Leave it on top or bottom. It's gonna be on top. Okay, you can see Rizu's expression. He's a little bit a little bit taken aback by it. Gonna CB1, gonna just call back the Sargon and the crit. So the column is gonna be actually okay on power because of course Rizu is still on 10k power, so it's not too bad. But yeah, so this is gonna basically, you know, already gives the pressure from the fact that, you know, not only do we have, you know, like Rizu is on 3 damage here as well. So it's like at the end of the day, it's gonna be a little bit stressful to take this. Also, like I said, we got that Wii football now. We got that technology, bro. We got everything now. We gotta figure out the best color for this. Maybe yellow is good. I was making sure this is. I definitely am gonna go into the trenches at some points just to being able to talk about the plays. So this column here is, I mean, this is basically just what, 26. Oh, he left on top and he allowed it to hit. So it's interesting because Riku actually put the PG up top and left that there. So I'm gonna use the Sargon here. Yeah, we have damage counters up top as well, so you can see how much damage both players are on. The player on the, so this here stands for going first, this stands for going second. So that is how you can tell as well who went first, who went second. And so, man, Riku just basically plussing left and right, and we get to see basically the 2 best decks of the format just duke it out here. And honestly, 2 of the best players in the country. Having to match in round 1 is pretty tough, but at the same time, this is nationals, right? All the best players of the country are gathered here. There's a pink damage. Yeah, so I think the you can kind of see here, but the damage will change colors based on how far it is to being to 6, essentially. So it's going to be pretty exciting. Yeah, it's good that these two found base Levidras as well. Also has the Shamnet in the drop to revive after setting up the markers. So this is pretty good because we're gonna see he's gonna use the Levidras and Pireo here, produce 3 Infinity Eyes markers, most likely 2 on front row. It's like usually you want put 1 here, and then depends what the rest of the hand is. Most likely you put it, yeah, it's gonna be in the back somewhere because you're most likely going to have, you want to basically draw 1 from each of these, and then that will still give you the bonus power to push on this turn. And he really does need to push. Having forward CB does mean you can, I mean, what can you even be running through your CB on this turn? Okay, so an Autoguster. An Autoguster comes down, Energy Blast 3, look at top 2, 1 into hand, 1 on top or bottom. Let's see. いやー、リク対リズも本当に激アツな試合すぎて、もう1試合目から大感動。いやもう本当に2人ともすごく仲良くて、もう今年結構リクさんもお会いすることもできましたし、もうリズさんもいつもすごいお世話になってる方なので、まあなんか1回戦目からこのマッチアップはちょっとまあ激アツなところもありますし、まあ個人的にもうちょっとなんかベスト8で当たればよかったかもしれないっていう気持ちもありつつ、まあでも本当に日本国内もう最強って言えるぐらい強いプレイヤーだし、2人ともが。で、もう本当に今の環境の多分、まあトップ2って言えるのは全然ありだと思いますので、決勝みたいなマッチングですよね。本当に。So I'm just saying that, you know, for both these players, basically I'm just repeating what I said in English already. that, you know, both these players are some of the best in the country, playing the best decks of the format, arguably. And it's, you know, this is a matchup I would have loved to see like in top 8 instead of right off the bat. But it's also, it's nice that we're seeing it off the bat, and it's very, very exciting. Nihongo DF, sometimes. This is, you know, so the official, as you can probably hear as well, I guess the audio is a bit quiet, so I can put up the audio a little bit on this side. So we actually have, you guys can hear the fight BGM, right, in the background a little bit. It shouldn't be too loud, but just loud enough. So レザエルはもう本当にセルガオン1枚だけ弾ければもう無限大っす。本当にもうセルガオンが逆に弾けない場合はまあちょっとね難しい状況ですが、まあでもリク選手見事にセルガオンはもう2枚回しつつリソース増えながらゲームプラン立ってるところですので、多分まあこの試合も結構今はまあリクさん有利ですかね。So I'm just kind of saying that, you know, somebody in the chat was saying that, you know, Rezael's hand really does increase, and it's like as long as you see one Seragon, it really does make a big difference. So we see here, first 2 swings. So interestingly enough, Rizu swung with both rearguard columns first. Of course, the Huli is just a 20k, and the Autoguster is coming in as well with the it gets plus 10k from itself plus the marker, so 30k on its own. We're gonna see the PG come down. We did see the divine skill use from Rizu. Blank is a little bit unfortunate. Not what you wanted to see. No Foxel and no Squirrel roll either. Is a little bit unfortunate, but Twin Cast is important. Twin Cast against this matchup is very, very important. But no heals is going to be a little bit sad. I think this draw from Sharmnet will be very important. Retiring. Get the plus 10k. 33. There's 40. 33k, right? Oh, I think, yeah, pretty sure. Infinity marker can be stacked with effect plus divine skill? Yes. You can only use one Infinity Eyes marker per attack, but against multi-attack decks like Rezael, you can use it multiple times. Hey Alwyn, thank you for the 18 months of Prime, appreciate it, thank you so much. Shinamon OST, let's go! Making that astral plane, baby. Is this best of 3? It's best of 1 until third place playoffs and finals, which will happen tomorrow. So today is best of 1. Tomorrow we will have the second half of the day will be best of 3. All right, Rezael Vita thumbs down for Riku. Once again, Riku's our finalist of nationals last year. How many rounds? 7 rounds today. So now it comes down to what kind of board does Riku want to make here, because at the end of the day, you do have to keep in mind that you're basically giving 2 draw from the 2 markers here. And if you're giving up that many cards, you also want to make sure that you are gaining that many cards at the very least in exchange. So we can kind of see in the drop as well, there's quite a few good call targets. There is Gabuelius here. So the Gabuelius here can actually... Oh, interesting. So he's going to actually just go for swinging. So he's going to go Vanguard swing first, and then probably... He's gonna call split the columns like this and then use the Vita's effect in order to call out the Gabuelius. So optimally here, if you heal down, it's nice, but if you don't, then you'll basically just like swing here next in order to get the drive check from that. And then this will be your, you know, either like you'll most likely still swing with this, get the drive check from that to have crit pressure on both these swings. And if any of these 3 checks give you a crit, then this will also be swinging for lethal as well. So I think overall it's a pretty good move, even if you're not going in, like not going for the 5 attacks is good because of the fact that you are tied on damage and you don't want to give these with a chance to go to 5 and push you out of healer range, where this would actually be very important. So that would be good. Coach Whiteboard strat meeting. Oh, crit off the top. He's gonna give it to the Gabuelius here actually. In order to make sure that's swinging for lethal, we see Rizu a little bit of a exaggerated emotion here. All right, Gabuelius coming in, going to use the effect, Counterblast 1, get the drive check. This is coming in now. Of course, the Infinity Eyes marker is here, so don't miss that. So can use the Levidras here to draw a card and try to generate some kind of shield value. And don't forget that the Twin Cast is also in the drop, potentially for if it is necessary. But I mean, this is coming in with 53. God, this is okay. He's gonna use the marker, so it's gonna minus 10k. So let's count that first. Let's get rid of the marker first. So this is gonna be 23, 33, 43, 61. So 61 after the marker has used its removal. So still asking for, you know, basically give me half of your hand in terms of guard value. So it's quite interesting that, you know, ooh, gonna force out the perfect guard, gets the drive check, is going to be a heal. Riku will heal down to 3 here, even though this attack is no longer lethal. This is still healing down to 3 now, so Riku's momentum just keeps being built up, and then this final swing, I mean, this is gonna, even if this gives up a card for, you know, from the marker for the draw, I don't think you really mind that. And I think Rizu has to also think about being at 4. If you can guard this, you can then afford to next turn essentially just swing Vanguard first, especially if you have like a Foxel or something, and try to be in heal range as well. But this attack is actually coming in for quite a bit. So it's what? 20, 30, 45 plus the 4, 49. This goes down to 39. So it's 2 15s. So it's actually pretty easily guardable. It's not too difficult. いや、ここもその V2V の選択ですごくそのマーカーを1枚使えなくなったし、そのまあとりあえず前列に出すっていうプレイングのまあそのまあ弱点とは言えないんですけど、やっぱりそのマーカーを置けるタイミングは基本的にはもう前列に集中してもまあ集中して一番安定かなと言われるんですけど、まあでもやっぱりこういうもうとりあえず3番だけ押してできるだけそのヒールができるようにとかリーサルを狙いにこうやってそのヴァンガードから殴ってでそのクリティカルめくったら横のラインもリーサルになるっていうところも狙えるからそこはすごく強いとは思います。ただここでリーズ選手はまあ前列だけに集中するかそれともまあここにマーカーを置けるのも全然ありだしなのでピエルサンライドは引けたのでそこはかなり大きい。Stop the cell going? Yes. That's one of the strong parts. I'm basically saying that like Rizu has been focusing on kind of like the traditional way of, you know, the safe play of just put down the markers in the front, stop the attackers, right? Stop them from multi-attacking. And in a way, it is effective because you are preventing them from doing 5 attacks, which kind of is, you know, giving you a good sense of advantage. But now, you know, maybe there was a consideration to maybe put one of these markers to the back instead, because also Sergaon, you know, is definitely a card that you want to continue using. So, or even putting a marker on here, you know, that way will prevent this from boosting, for example. So it is quite interesting. All right. Had you have been there, do you think your deck pick would have been? Probably either Rezael or just still Odium. I think it's, at the end of the day, I think for me, not just playing the best deck, but also just like the sense of comfort is also very important. And I do feel a very strong sense of comfort with Odium. So did you abandon Varga? I only played Varga during the set format a little bit in terms of tournaments. All right, Rizu attacks with the Antogustor first. Shamnet number 1 comes in. Okay, so he's choosing not to go with the Shamnet first. He's gonna actually attack with the Levidras first. So the attack pattern here is we're gonna go this will be 1. This is 2. Oh, hits the crit. So this is really good because this will potentially threaten lethal on these rear swings here as well. So not having, oh, Foxel, not the Foxel, the Squirrel. Good pickup, good pickup. We like that. Squirrel will be very important for next turn. So now basically comes down to how he wants to organize these attacks, because this way you could swing in with this and basically try to push Riku to 4 damage here. And you're also generating a lot of card advantage here too. And then this way you're threatening lethal with this. But then this will basically, you know, depending on what's in Riku's hand, obviously he's quite flexible. He probably is happy to take this attack because this way he has Gabuelius go active for next turn. And so now instead, while this does swing for lethal, you do have, you know, you're just like forcing out 3 cards from hand, which Riku doesn't really mind at this point. But for Rizu, that is like the most important way to generate advantage here. All right, Energy Charge 3, ride into Rezael Vita. Another Persona ride has been found. 3 markers on the board. Valsrosa comes down. Are we putting back anything? Doesn't look like it. Gonna look at the top 5 here. What do we find? We have Gabuelius already on board. We are going to have the Nilberius. Time must be coming up. They do have 30 minutes, so it is a little bit more than usual, but this is a matchup that takes a long time. So even though we might not be that close at time just yet, but you do have to keep in mind the fact that, oh, this is a big Divine Skill turn. That's what, 6 crits? 5? Was it 5 or 6? I didn't catch it. That's huge. Big Divine Skill turn here. This is going to be huge because at the end of the day, you can swing. So you're going to go for the 5 attacks here because Rizu's hand isn't actually that huge. Yo, what's up, Maxime? You know these guys. You played against both of them at the Invitational. I think it was 5, right? I couldn't tell if it was 5 or 6, but it does look like it was 5. All right, we're going to have Nilberius swing in first. Going to use the Levidras effect here to draw 1. So, you know, the hand doesn't look super huge here, but... So he swung with the Nilberius. It was only 20k. So the marker guarded that. The marker did guard that. And now, oh, so he's only going to go for... So this is really interesting. He went first swing here, basically under swing to make sure that Rizu also doesn't take this so that he stays in heal range here as well. And then now he gets to basically remake the board. And then now that the Sergon has been overcalled, he gets to put the Rezael into Soul to then call out the Sergon again to have the drive check skill. And once again, just do the same thing as last turn where this swing has lethal as a threat. And then, you know, you've got a lethal swing here. And then because you put back 5 crits and you have triple drive on 3 drive checks this turn, basically all of these attacks will be lethal. So you're forcing out basically the majority of this hand to be thrown down. So it's very, very huge. Double crit is already out. We're going to be seeing some lethal swings here. Yeah, we basically have 4 checks this turn. The crits are coming through. Gabuelius swinging for lethal. This could just be Riku's game already. Playing this absolutely perfectly. Last year's 2nd place in Nationals is here to take what he left behind last year. もうリク選手が去年残してるものを取りに来てる感じがすごい。お、やっぱり違うんですよね。もう気合。he's here to bring back, to take back what he left last year. He wants that title. First in the nation. Do you think he drew that OT? That might be the case. Okay, we use Twin Cast, 15k, 43, 58, 73. That will be enough. Rizu survives with barely any hand. And now, I mean, this might go to deck out. That is also something to keep in mind, that this might actually be going to deck out. All right, do we have Persona Ride for Rizu? This is going to be an important one. No Persona, I think. Anatogaster. Angel Blast 3. Look at top 2. Where are we going to put it? To hand and to bottom. Okay. If we can have a Huli here. Okay, gonna put the Levidras back in. So probably found that off of the top 2, I guess. Because otherwise I think you would have Persona ridden. So Levidras insane for surviving that. Levidras is very powerful for that reason. What's the time on round right now? They're not showing the time on the stream, so we'll have to. I'll put my watch on. I'll next time the round starts, I'll turn the timer on and we'll take a look. I'll keep track of it on my side. All right, Huli, that's good. Huli revives a squirrel. This could be a huge comeback turn. So, oh, the Foxel too. This is huge. Very, very big. So here you're going to swing with this line first. Use the Foxel to give 10k here. And then we see PG. We see crit. That's very good. You give everything here. Everything here. Everything goes to the squirrel. So this will now... The squirrel basically will have the plus 10ks added up from all the different sources. So this guy, basically, after he boosts, he soul blasts 1 and he moves himself to an empty rearguard circle that has a marker on it. So you can essentially swing with this column first. So this can swing from back row, right? And because it was called this turn, it's 30k. And then after this attacks, when she attacks, when Shamnet attacks, you'll be able to retire this in order to get plus 10k. And then that way this opens up the circle for the squirrel to move to this circle and then boost this attack for the end as well. So he's going to give the crit over there, basically, because this will first threaten lethal, and then these big attacks will threaten after that. So he hits a crit. He's going to have the plus 10k now. Sharmnet attacks. End of battle. Retire and draw. And then we see here the squirrel will move, and we're going to see the PG come through as well. 71k Shamnet if you put all the squirrel. I mean, still, it's pretty good. So very big turn there for Rizu, but is it enough? We see another Persona ride. Oh, and we have, of course, the set order from Festival Booster. So this, of course, allows you to, you know, the quote-unquote, the community titled hostage deck. We don't really see that in Vita so much, though, so that might be a choice specifically for this meta. We're going to see a Vanguard first swing in order to maximize on the advantage. Calls the perfect guard, which can then be intercepted with this. So that's going to be very, very strong. We're going to have still triple drive this turn, but also coming in with the PG and so much draw power. So strong. That's so huge. What if you just back row attacks with Squirrel? That was also an option, but I think you want to maximize on the power at that instance. Perfect guard with the Shamnet comes down. Critical trigger still comes through. I mean, he put back so many, it's not that surprising. He called the OT. That's also fine. I mean, the OT is going to put in work from the set order as well. So putting it back with the Morta. Oh my god, is that what he's cooked? Is that what Riku has cooked? Are we could that actually be the case? And this is round 1, by the way. This is round 1. 1 to pass. Front trigger will pass. 2 crit. Crit on the 5th damage. No heals. Riku, the finalist of Nationals last year, will take it over Rizu in the first round. This is a certified Shaura moment. Yeah, GG. GG, GG. GG. Alright, so this is how it's gonna be. The official stream will basically be switching back and forth between the hosts that will be just kind of like talking as well. But for actual in-game commentary, you can leave it up to me. いや、本当にいい勝負でした。本当にすごい。もう決勝戦で考えるぐらいいい勝負だったので、なかなかすごい。I'm pretty sure stream is a little bit delayed. Oh, I think yes, it was a tiny bit delayed. So let me also use that to catch up. If it works. Yo, Smash Tubes, thank you for the Prime. Appreciate it very much. Is there a good Vogile deck list? There's a few lists for it. It's pretty easy to build as well. GG, GG. 本当にナイスファイトでした。なかなかすごい。もう本当に決勝戦で考えるぐらいすごい内容でしたし、もうメンバーもなかなかすごいメンバーだし、そう、先にのクリティカルで まあ、正直リズさんがなぜそこで5000件を出せなかったのも気になります、正直。あそこのリスクが正直すごく高くて、まあ、それはもう後で本人に聞きます。Are they going to post deck lists once they've solidified top 32? Should, yes. Actually, no, probably they won't post deck lists until tomorrow, I guess, because they you know, top 8 is tomorrow. Share to my Vanguard group. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. Do an interview. Who didn't use the 5k shield? So on turn 2, when Rizu hit the defensive trigger, he didn't drop the 5k for the Vanguard swing, and then Riku hit the crit on that one, which put Rizu to 3, and that damage basically stuck around for the whole game, which I really feel like maybe wasn't the best idea to I mean, I guess the crit would have gone to rear anyway, so I guess it wouldn't have changed too much. まあ結局その5000出しても多分クリティカルがリアに振ってまあそこで守るかどうかはちょっとね怪しいんですけど、まあそのなんか3点まで詰めるその結果がそのままになったかもしれないんですけど、まあちょっとね後で本人に聞けばわかるかもしれない。Is that the Cadwalla column becomes 33k2 credit and he's still 18? Yeah, true, right? So that's, he basically have used 4 cards. まあそうですよね。やっぱりそこを止めるにしては結局もう5000件と2万件を出さなきゃいけないんで、もう3枚取れるから、それはちょっとまあ多分そうですよね。そういう必要がない5000件とか15件がそもそも多分なかったかもしれないし、あとはやっぱりまあ多分ちょっと振り返りにして、やっぱりこのターンでしたね。やっぱりここのキャドワラとセルガオのラインでしたので、ここがもともと23000で33000になって18000だとしてもまだ2万件が必要ですから、やっぱりそのなんていうか、まあ枚数で考えるとまあどこかで受けなきゃいけないっていうことはまあ変わらないですかね。With the shield and Levidras deck, he would need 5k to know past the Vanguard, then a trigger plus 5k to guard the Cadwalla column. Yeah, it's a little bit tough. Definitely a little bit tough. So yes, now we'll go full-fledged sports channel with the replay. Vanguard esports, baby. Watching competitive Vanguard is so exciting. Yes, it really is. I'm so glad that we can bring this to you guys as well. So I did. So you can of course see this is the official stream itself, but I did post I posted an article yesterday, or last night rather. If you'd like to take a look, it's pinned. Basically giving you a little primer on everything you'd want to expect. Just need a Vanguard watermark in the corner. What's up, what's up? So they went over the pricing earlier, but the top 2 decks, as I kind of talked about in the article as well, are basically Rezael and Levidras, and we already got to see them both. After that, I do kind of want to put Lezael Odium. This is, obviously my personal bias is playing into it as well, but I do think the deck list has been changing quite a bit. At the same time, we've seen a lot. I wish you got a cool price war like that in NA. But you do now, this year. I mean, have you seen how much people are going crazy about the now energy generators? It's like, it's working out. But yeah, it's like, the big change for Odium recently has been this 8 ride cost cyclers. It's very, very important, or just a big change in general, I guess. So I think it's that part is definitely, kind of puts up the chances for the deck as well, I'd say. So it's quite cool. But so I talk about that. Also, this is the first time I ever read the flavor text of an Acronis Dragon. You were born in the wrong era. Crazy. He goes so hard. I went to BCS Houston, most I got was a tote bag and a promo pack. I mean, yeah, for entry, yeah. Like, you have to keep in mind that the pricing in today's tournament is for This isn't a regional, this is nationals. The only players that can play in today's tournament are the people that came first. In English, if you get top 3, you qualify for Worlds. If you get top 32, you get an energy generator. If you get top 16, you get more pricing. If you get top 8, you get more pricing. If you get top 4, you get more pricing, right? Whereas in Japan, you do get prize cards for top 8 and top 4, but only the first place can play in this event. Went to BCS Houston and was lucky enough to make it top 16 and get an auto generator. Let's go, congrats. Even you're just watching the fight can help to hold your breath. Yeah, right. It's really exciting. So but yeah, I hope you guys are enjoying the BCS season as well in English. This meta will be very fun. I really enjoy it. What did you play? Oh, you're asking asking Zawardo. It is team, so first place is 3 people. Yes, that is technically true. 1 win off from seeing the top cut. It's close. Gotta run it back and get it. Go pick up what you left behind, as we like to say. But yeah, I think Varga is also, I personally expect Varga to show up somewhere. You have a list on Odium without Philia. I think if you don't want to play Philia, it's like, even just looking at this list, you can basically just play, you can play Colossus instead of this. You can also try, I quite like the set order combo from Festival Booster. So that also gives you deck thin, so that way your Odium swing is much stronger as well. So I think that you can definitely, like some people are saying, oh, you underestimate how strong like this card makes this deck. But I'm like, I don't think, like, there was a time after we came top 16 after I got top 16 with this deck, I was actually thinking of taking Philia out. I was generally thinking, is this card actually that good? It's pretty cool in early game, but in late games, like, it's very easy to counterplay against, and then it becomes a vanilla. And it's also just kind of dead on your divine skill turn sometimes, which is also like, you lose a lot of early game without Philia. But I think there are good ways to replace it too. Like, I think you could also, you have things like Clockwise. How does it work there to decide what group you're in for which energy generator? In Japan, it's based on seasons, and it's based on major tournaments and more regional level tournaments. But you mean for English? It's dependent on the event. It says on the Bushiroad on the BCS website, so you can check that as well. So for Rezael, do you think it's better with or without Tithfault? Without, for sure. So Varga as well, I think this was a pretty interesting list from WGP Nagoya. We've seen Shenli become quite a mainstay in the deck, so I think if we do see the deck come up, it'll probably be similar to this as well. And then, oh yeah, I saw you guys, you said you liked my little my little comments on all the cards. This is the thing that reason why I wanted to write the article on Note as well, is because Note gives you that option to include little comments on the cards, which I think is quite nice. Take a look at who I am now. This is my favorite. Fraud Slasher may not be a fraud anymore. So, pretty exciting stuff. So this is also, like, I think Night Heroes, honestly, I feel like I really expect Night Heroes to actually be matched quite well into this format. I didn't run Philia because I couldn't get one, but in shop tourney wise I got like top 4 quite a lot, so I don't think it's that important. Like, I think it's still pretty important, but it's definitely not, like, I don't agree with the people that say that, oh, the deck is not good just because that card isn't there. It's like, I think it will definitely be better with the card, but it's still, in a world without Philia existing, I think Odium is still a very strong deck. Funny footnote, that's right. I feel Night Rose against Rezael and Levi is a bit meh. I do think that it is a little bit difficult, but I think, like, as long as you build a game plan well, it's generally speaking quite okay. So you will be farming a lot more with the Obadiah, but I don't think that that's necessarily a bad thing. Yeah, this is Smurf's list. I really like Smurf's list, actually. So, and Alvina is just a crazy card as well. What card is before the festival card and after Shade? This one? This is the double rare from DZBTO3. So this is the, every nation has this card. It says your opponent's like intercept effects don't activate, basically. So it's basically for the mirror match to turn off this order, and also for the Rezael matchup as well, Luard matchup sometimes as well, for all the decks that run the intercept card. Anti-hostage, as we like to say. Oh, it's from set 4? Is it not set 3? Okay, I think it's set 4. But yeah, I wrote up, I didn't show deck lists for the decks that I think, what is the grade 1 order for? You mean Ghosts? Wait, grade 1 order. Which one? Are there any premium events happening in Japan soon? So today is the last event of this year's season. So the WGP season ends after this weekend. So there will not be any big tournaments. The one next to Elementaria? You mean this one, the grade 2, Ghost Chase? So Ghost Chase is really good. It's a blitz order that says when you play it, you give 5k to the thing that is being attacked, and you choose one of your rear guards and bounce it back to hand. So what you can do is you can use Alvina to revive your overtrigger or your perfect guards, and then you use Ghost Chase to bounce them back to your hand. And that way you're able to reuse those. You can also like bounce back other important key cards that you would want in hand as well. So it's quite good. And the strong part about that is that because Alvina says when she, like, oftentimes you just usually use Ghost Chase to bounce Alvina. But oh, round 2 is ready. So we're gonna get into it. Is there still World Final? Yeah, there's the Japanese World Finals, but I guess like the national season ends after this weekend. So World is definitely different. What does the horizontal card do? The energy generator, that is, I guess if you've been away from Vanguard for a while, that is a card that you naturally just get by writing grade 1 in the game, where you gain a resource called energy in the game. Every turn you gain 3 energy, and you use that energy to pay for costs. Alright, now we're gonna see round 2. Let's see which matchups we're gonna see here. I'm very curious. Oh, looks like the fight is ready. Alright, round 2. Let's get into it. What are we gonna see this time? Sone versus Shiina. Sone 選手対 Shiina 選手。みんなアキナのスリーブ使ってますね。Everyone's using Akina sleeves. Alright, what is it gonna be? What matchup will we see here? Yeah, the deluxe sleeves also look very beautiful this time around. So Sone is going first, Shiina's going second. Sone 選手が先行で、これ基本的には多分赤の方に座ってる人が先行で、青の方が後攻ですかね。So, I think the person sitting on the red side of the field is always the player going first, and the player sitting on the blue side is always the player going second. Alright, here we go. It's time for round 2. Stand up Vanguard. Ooh, this is not... I saw Akina sleeves and I thought we were going to see Buraku. I thought we were going to see Rezael, but we're seeing the Fated Rewinder Krono on the right and Barry on the left. So 2 decks that definitely have not been featured as much. We're getting a collab fight round. We went for the tier 1 round, and now we're gonna see the collab round. So I technically did mention both of these decks in the article. So this is gonna be pretty exciting. So we're gonna see the ride up here. Gonna use the crest. So basically the crest allows you to, every single ride phase, you get to put one of the like item orders into your order zone. And then after that, you're able to pay 3 energy and do one of 2 effects. But one of the effects is to look at top 7 and basically deck thin for those items. So this is going to be... So Berry's different from Love in that Love is basically a more mid-range deck that, like, you know, has like triple drive. Both decks have permanent 18k Vanguard power. And, you know, it's going to be quite different. Yeah, Vanguard's doing great. It's been hitting record high numbers in tournaments this year. We had the Daivangas IWGP had 1,700 plus players. All the big WGPs I think hit about 1,000 plus players this year. I think the BCSs in America have been hitting like 500 players, like maximum capacity every single tournament. This year, like 2024, has been an amazing year for Vanguard. So really, really awesome to see. All right, so here we're gonna see the Koro Koro collab deck. We had 454 at Houston for standard alone. That's crazy. That's really cool to see. See, on the right side, we have, this is the collab deck for, from the most recent, actually I have a box of it right here, the Koro Koro booster set. So the Dark States deck basically is a pretty cool, like, multi-attack deck. And I will kind of pop up the cards as well, because I actually I haven't personally played against this one myself, so it's actually a bit of something new for me to take a look at as well. So in terms of the ride line, the grade 1 lets you search for the Retry Eye order and add it to your hand. And the Retry Eye order is a grade 3 set order that basically allows you to Soul Blast 2 and rest itself to restand one of your units with the retry ability, but turn its drive and critical to 1. So we're gonna see if it's Dark States or if it's pure Koro Koro. Yeah, it's kind of like Descendant. It's kind of like Dragonic Descendant from back in the day. So except for, you know, I guess the Descendant had to not hit. This can hit and still restand. This is gonna be the most unique matchup of the season for sure. Yeah, it's gonna be crazy. So here we see the orders being set up here. Looking pretty good. Limit Break deck. Yeah, so the one of the effects or the keywords of this deck is version up, I believe, which only works when you either Persona Road or if you have 4 more damage, so it's quite literally Limit Break's return. It's definitely going to be quite exciting. So now we're going to see the grade 2 berry here. We're going to see one of the berries gives you card draw. The other one gives you guard restrict. All right, so Sone has set up quite a few of the orders now. I'm going to Soul Blast 2 for the effect here in order to recall basically one of the cards here. So it's going to call back the grade 1. You see the judges here also very much on the spot, watching the games as they happen. So we do have, you know, table judges, which I think is also very, very appreciated. So we're going to see here the Rearguard Swing coming in first. Shiina's still at 0 damage as well. And then I'm going to use the effect here of the grade 2 to counterblast 1 and draw a card. Alright, so you get to draw 1. It also gets plus 5k if you have 2 or more of the items. And then the grade 1 basically allows you to put a card from drop to soul. And also gets plus 5k. And hits the twin cast as well, so that's also quite good. Wish they did the Limit Break keyword again. I feel like they might at one point. Limit Break in 2024, more or less, yeah, more or less. You love Krono so much, is one of your favorite decks. Yeah, it's actually, like, I think art-wise, this deck is my favorite from the Koro Koro decks. The tables are so low, I thought they were standing. I mean, I guess it's good. The only downside is that when they're that low, it's like you have to make sure you don't lean forward by accident. All right, so it's gonna ride the grade 2. Krono. So this one lets you look at the top. So when that one works when it's written over. So it's not going to do anything, but when it is written over, it lets you look at top 5 for a Koro Koro nation unit. And then if you chose a, like, what is it, Fated Rewinder or a Retry Eye, you can add it to your hand instead of calling the thing from the top 5. So the 2 rears that it called down on the left, we have the Demon. So he basically on call CB's 1 to draw 1 and get 5k. We see Shiina's gonna get the crit there as well. So I'll spend a bit of time. You know, last matchup was definitely one that I think we're all very used to seeing. It's like everybody knows what the cards do. This matchup, I'll spend a bit more time explaining what the decks do rather than giving the more like, okay, here's a play-by-play, you know, 1, 2, 3. But it's basically this. So this guy here that's attacking right now. Oh, my pen became thick again. This guy is gets plus 5k when he's called and lets you CB1 to draw a card. And otherwise his, like, let's say limit break effect is Energy Blast 3 when he attacks to turn off your opponent's auto effects. So basically turns off perfect guards and any other auto effects that would happen. So it's like all of their cards lose their auto effects. So even like blitz orders, for example, or I guess like if you have something like that, or like intercept auto effects and stuff too, will also not work anymore. This one, on the other hand, this one I really love the art of, but he is the Shirai. He says when he's in drop, he basically counterblocks 1 to revive himself if you have the retry eye set order, and he gives your Vanguard plus 5k for the turn. And I think, yeah, he gives the plus 5k to the Vanguard, and his like limit break-esque ability is he gets 10k when he attacks if your opponent's on, if he attacks a grade 3, and the Energy Blast 3 to also gain a crit. So that's also very, very strong. Is this tournament timed? Yes, 30 minutes per game, except for finals. Yeah, Blitz aren't autos, my bad, sorry, I was mistaking with G guards. Being on stream must make you lock in so hard. Yes, 100%. It's a different kind of world. It's a different kind of world. Is Michu still considered a strong deck? Yeah, it actually got quite a few tops even in this format. Krono feels more time travel-y than Odium? I don't know about that. I think rewinding time back to your turn and erasing your opponent's triggers is pretty great. I think that's pretty timely if I do say so myself. Okay, so now we're gonna see Sone. It rides into the grade 3 berry. 結構1回戦目の方はみんな知ってるデッキだったので、すごく解説の方に力入れることができましたが、今のマッチアップが英語版でまだ出てないデッキなので、正直エンペリアとかも実際2週間後ぐらいに英語版で出るんですけど、ラブ&ベリーがその段には入ってないんです。なのでいつ出るかどうかはまだ決まってはいないため、少しまだラブ&ベリーどういうデッキですかとか、そういう質問に答えながらそのデッキの説明しながら進んでいきたいと思います。で、コロコロもまだ英語版の方は発表されていないので、結構自分も正直まだ大会とかで当たったことないので、自分もすごくコロコロ系のデッキは配信卓で見たかったので、ちょっとそのカードがどういうテキストがあるのかとかを説明しながら、この2回戦目の方は進めていきたいと思います。So I was just explaining that like this round I'll be spending a bit more time explaining what the decks do rather than just focusing and locking in on the play-by-play. My unfavorite part of playing on stream is when the commentators say something incorrect about your deck, but you can't correct them without interrupting gameplay. Yeah, I mean, you should be concentrating on your game on stream, and you also shouldn't be able to hear the commentators in a good setup usually. Risers versus Eradicators is just like 2013. True, yeah. Okay, so here we see the revive come through from the crest. So the Soul Blast 2, get yourself the 2 different names back. So what Barry, the grade 3 Barry does is she's an 18k permanently, and she also at the start of battle phase gives you, the player, the effect that your Barry, your front row units all get plus 5k. So even if she would disappear, that plus 5k still stays because you give it to yourself. And then her kind of unique effect is after she attacks, you counterblast 1 and choose a berry named unit from your soul that is a different name from her and ride it. And then at the end of the turn, she will ride herself back. So you basically ride into the grade 2s from her. And the grade 2s are, as you saw earlier, you know, primarily are there for, you know, things like drawing cards and guard restrict and whatnot. So you see here, gonna swing with just the unboosted berry here as well for 23. Gonna take 1 damage, is gonna be defensive. And then we're gonna see the effect come through here. そう、ラブじゃなくてベリー。意外と個人的にはラブの方が出てきそうかなと思いましたが、でもラブは結構そのミッドレンジ型っていう感じがしてて、やっぱりベリーの方がアグロ系、やっぱレザエルとかレビドラスが一番当たる対面として考えると、まあアグロの方が刺さりそうかなと思います。So, I was just responding to a chat comment saying that it's like surprised that we're seeing Barry instead of Love because Barry just, you know, Love is a much more commonly seen tournament deck. So I was kind of explaining that, you know, Barry is a much more of an aggro deck compared to Love, which is a bit more mid-range. And I think in a meta like this with Levidras and Rezael at the top, these aggro decks are very, very well positioned, I would say. Something that I think is maybe a little bit not talked about enough. Sorry, I'll put up the stream audio a little bit more. I think the voices of the hosts and then the background music, the volumes are quite different. So I have to adjust it on my side every time. Barry's a bit better against Levidras? Yeah, because you also attack less. そう、確かにベリーがレビドラスにすごく相性が良くて。I thought your room would be bigger. I mean, it's I have a separate kitchen and a separate bathing like room, not just bathroom, but just, you know, thing. It's kind of a random thing to comment on, but thanks, I guess. One day I'll do a Tokyo apartment deck profile. You guys will get to see everything that goes on in here. All the little nooks and crannies. That's a mansion in Japan standards. Yeah, like every time one of my Japanese friends come to my place, they go like, "Man, you live in a good place." And I'm like, "Oh yeah, you know. It's not bad." Good for somebody living alone. Hope we see some bad games today. Oh, bad would be great. That would definitely be great. And I think it would be pretty strong too. The current standings for each player. This is only round 2, so I'm assuming they're both 1-0. Alright, so here we go. We have the grade 3 now for Krono. Oh, and it is a Dark States build. Of course, we already saw the Tiskar, but now we also see the Filia come down too. So this is gonna be the grade 3 Krono lets you Soul Blast 1, look at top 5 for Korokoro and call it. And if you chose the Retry Eye, you can add it to hand instead of calling it. Retry Eye is I can highlight it here, is this card. This is the Order Retry Eye that lets you restand your units that have the Retry ability, which are all of these. But it costs Soul Blast 2 and you have to also arrest the Order, so on turn 3 you only can get to do that once basically per turn. But you can do it more later. And then his Limit Break-esque ability is when he attacks at the end of the battle, you put a card from hand to soul, and then you choose a card from hand or drop that is it's basically one of the other Kronos. You'll see it when it comes out, and you can call it behind the Vanguard. And then it gets plus 10k, and then that Krono basically allows himself to attack from the back. So now, the current Krono, the reason why it has plus 5k is because the Shirai, when it was placed from drop, it basically counterblasted 1 to give the plus 5k there. So they're both 18k, they're tied in power. We see the crit come through, it's gonna be 2 damage. And then we also see the smartphone, the Smahon, the AI Smahon. Alright, we see first damage come through, it's a crit for Sone. And a PG, Sone's gonna be on 4 damage now, both players on 4. And now we're gonna see the Krono effect here come through and call out the grade 2. It's gonna put a card from hand to soul. And then search deck for the The me in 3 minutes Krono is what this card name is. 3分後の俺 Krono. Pretty exciting. So the other card on the right side is the Akaba. So he is a 15k attacker, and his limit break, I'm just gonna call it, it's called version up, but I think it's easier if I say limit break. It's easier to understand for everyone. Is when he attacks, he gets plus 10k as well. So he's just a big attacker, basically. Do you think if NA starts a petition to get the Japanese exclusive cards to NA, would it work? You mean like... I mean, I think the cards will eventually all come out, so don't worry about it. Not gonna lie, this is me in 3 minutes. They brought back Limit Break, no way. But see, that's the thing. We had somebody tune in that hasn't played Vanguard recently. I said Limit Break, immediately, oh! You know, it's you get the neuron activation. It's good to use words that we all understand. The kind words that everyone's youth gets reminded on. Oh, we're gonna see it instantly clicks. It does, right? Gonna have to get some water after this round. Okay, we're gonna see the twin cast together with the Biscotti, and now the grade 2 as well. So this is, let's see, he's blocking this one. So this is the Vanguard swing again. So this is the retry ability. It restands the unit, changes its drive and crit to 1. So you can see that he restood the Vanguard with that and was able to get 1 drive from it. So it's very strong. You mostly just use it on the Vanguard, but sometimes if you have enough soul, you can do it two times per turn. Depends on how you want to invest in it. Philia, gonna get the plus 5k here as well. How big is this column now? It does, oh yeah, it has the plus extra crit too. So this is, so gonna guard it. Yeah, both players are definitely, you know, it's stream nerves. You're being shown to you're not just being shown to the whole country, you're now being shown to the whole world, since we have the mirror stream as well. Oh, the Akaba is not hitting, yeah. There's no rear guards for it to hit into either because of the defensive. That's gonna be it for Shiina's turn. So now it's back to Sone. So I can do 4 attacks here and can also go Vanguard first. So that also means that you have the highest chance to heal down from 4 as well. These 2 decks are Japan exclusive? For now, yes. Like, there's no real thing of like permanently... There's very few decks that are permanently Japan exclusive. I'd say Monster Strike is so far the only one. Everything else basically comes out eventually. Like, I guess you could technically for now say like, you know, Vispo and Love and Berry and Koro Koro are technically Japan exclusive for now, but I don't think they're necessarily permanently. Is his name Sonnet? Like a sonnet? Maybe. It's just Sone. Sone is like, there's no double N, so maybe not. Is this stream going to be archived? Yes! So you'll be able to rewatch it afterwards as well. How would you rank the Koro Koro decks from best to worst? I would... Personally, I think Krono and Braku are probably the 2 best ones. Love and Berry will definitely come to English considering Wish King did. Yeah, I think so too. I think that's the one you can definitely expect. BCS Toronto will have now as a generator prize? Nice! What kind of... Any advice for what kind of mindset you usually go in with when there's something on the line you want to win for? Let's talk about that during the break between this game. Remind me, that's a good question. Do you think Odium would be good in English without the Shenri clone? Yeah, we talked about that earlier, actually. I definitely do think so. I don't think that Philia is as defining for the deck as people make it seem. And this is coming from a genuine Odium 1-trick right now. I'm basically just an Odium 1-trick this season. Alright, so now... Is this music from Shinamon as well, chat? I think so, right? I don't know why there's a little bit of latency issue for me with the stream, sorry. Yeah, it's got a little bit of latency. Alright, so now we have Persona Ride is live. And we also have the plus 5k permanent buff to the front row now. So we're gonna swing. Actually boosting the Vanguard swing here. Gets the crit on the first check. Hold up. Crit to Vanguard. We did see the... Okay. Draw trigger comes out. Gonna draw a card here. Second check. Goes to 6. Shiina looked like they had a pretty big hand. They no guarded. Wow. I was actually very surprised. I thought that looked like he had a pretty big hand, but I guess he probably had a bunch of shieldless cards. That was actually quite surprising. So the berry just basically swung in. The power is quite big, but I didn't expect, so congratulations Sone for winning that one with berry. Fake hand size, yeah, most likely, yeah. What would you say is a good replacement for the Grade 1 promo in Odium until it's released in English? I think, let's talk about it during the break again. They'll probably go into a break again very soon, so I'll give my thoughts on that. But I'll definitely talk about it in a video that I'm working on right now as well. So that should drop most likely next week. So you can look forward to that. Oh, so apparently for all the players, they asked them to fill out a survey of like just a little Q&A. So Natsuko-san was reading that. Apparently there was a question asking if you were to live in one of the nations from Vanguard, which one would you want to live in? And he answered Dark States. And because he'd love to meet a Demon King one day. Pretty cool. All right, so we have a bit of break now until round 3. So let me get back to this a little bit. So this is the article I wrote about. This event, if you'd like to read it, it's pinned in YouTube, and you can write !WGP in chat on Twitch, and you'll get a quick little link to it. So we have so in terms of Odium, in terms of replacements, I think the current trend with the deck is running 8 cyclers, but as you can see, because of the 8 cyclers, they've cut out the Colossus, which you can technically run as well. That is technically still the best booster in the deck that also generates advantage and gives you a card draw. So kind of does fulfill a similar purpose, and a soul as well, in a sense. So honestly, even just that is fine. And I think that probably will become a pretty normal list for this deck. You can also run the Festival Booster set order combo. I think that one's very much overlooked. It provides you with good power, provides you with more deck thinning, which makes your first Odium swing, the first triple drive, be a bit more relevant. Like Orients, you can also bump to more copies if you want to. The Gear Eagle or Gear Falcon, I think, is also fine. So that's also another good option. So I think that that is also a pretty good target there. And aside from that, I think also there's Clockwise, I think, is also worth trying out. So I generally, like, after I got top 16 with this deck, I really was thinking about like, oh, like, do we really need this card that much? It really felt, there were some instances where it didn't really feel that good outside of the early game, but sometimes in the early game they just kind of counterplay it, and it's like you don't really have much else to do. So I'll wait for the ad break to finish before I answer D Swift's question. So Keter seems like the worst place ever. You'd want to live in Lyrical. I feel like Brancade would be cool. Brant isn't in space. Brancade is connected to space, but it's not in space. It's in Planet Cray. So 6 Cyclers and 2 Colossus. I think that's also fine, yeah. Stoichia seems relatively safe as long as you don't go to the wrong forest. Even if I die in Stoichia, there's a chance I'll come back. That's true, that's true. Do people really live in Brancade, or do they just work there? Yeah, I wonder. How do you counterplay Philia? Philia's effect goes offline if you... Oh, we got little ads in here. Philia's effect goes offline if you have more than 1 rear guard. So, especially if you go second, you just call a bunch of stuff, call a bunch of attackers, and then Philia's useless. So they have a little ad run. Brancade has kaijus roaming around, that's true. Okay, let me answer D Swift's question. I think you guys should be back from the ad break now. So I think in terms of mindset, like for me, I'm a little bit different in that sense because I have a lot of friends who go into each tournament with the intention to win it all. For me, the intention is a bit different. I go to these events usually to tell a good story. So the reason why I want to top isn't necessarily to win the event or like for the glory of winning, but it's more that I can make a good video out of this. So for me, it's very different. But for other people, it's like, I know a lot of my friends that travel to these events, or they just go to the ones that are nearby their city just to meet people, right? It's a social experience. Like at the end of the day, as much as it hurts to say there's only one winner, there can only be one winner, and there's hundreds of players trying to be that one winner. So it's important to make goals for yourself that sometimes you just work in steps. So, you know, maybe if it's your first event, you know, like honestly, sometimes when I play other card games that I don't play as often, and I go to like a shop tournament, sometimes my goal is just to get one win. Like if I can just get one win in this game, I'm pretty happy. You know, it's like, and you can keep building up on that. Next time I'll go for 2 wins. Next time I'll go for 3 wins. Next time I'll try to top cut. Next time I'll try to, you know, and just kind of keep building on those goals bit by bit. I think that's a healthy way to go about it. But for me, I also have I just have other objectives, and I think it's really healthy to find other objectives too. Like, you know, we have some people like Fuzzy out here that literally show up to these venues and just bust out their laptops and start doing data. We have people like that in Japan too. Actually qualified for the event here too. Dorifto Yaro, he's gonna be there. It's gonna be pretty cool. I still have that picture of Fuzzy showing up to Worlds 2 years ago and just on his laptop. I think the best mindset is just taking it one game at a time. Remember that you've played the game and put in the work, and just focus on not letting yourself get into your own head. And also, like, you know, don't forget that you're playing a card game. Like, there will be times when you lose just because of, you know, that kind of thing. Okay, while we wait for the next round to start up, I will quickly take a bathroom break if that's okay. And go get myself some water as well. なんでちょっと、まだ3回戦の待ってる時間なので、ちょっと、お水を取りに行って、すぐ戻ります。で、ちょっとカメラの方は、一旦消します。なんで、すぐ戻ります。I'll be right back. はい。戻りました。I'm back. Sorry for the wait. All right, everyone. So everyone, don't forget also, don't forget your water. Stay hydrated. It looks like we're back just on time before round 3 starts. What would you say is the best deck from set 4? Still Shoujo Doji, unless you mean like set 4 itself. If you can use Leonorn, then Leonorn, if you mean for those tournaments. You ran into Fuzzy at Duluth? Nice. Is it Duluth or Duluth? So yes, this is going to be an exciting time. Nair was building question why Elementary on the current meta and when you're running 2 Blitz orders. The main reason why is because you actually have 2 decks. Outside of Stride decks, you have another triple driving deck that's very popular right now. So that's another one that's very common. Destin Duos only allows decks from set 4. So new decks from set 4, or is that because Leonorn is a deck that got supported in set 4? I'm home and on Twitch now instead of YouTube. Well, I'm glad that the YouTube stream was useful. What I think about Lichefeld is quite strong. I do think Lichefeld is actually very good, and I'm surprised we haven't seen as much of her performance on the English side yet. What do you think the issue is lacking to be top tier? Top tier is kind of tough to say. I think it's honestly a pretty strong deck in the set format in particular. And I think set 6 will definitely get even better. So I'm personally looking forward to playing it next week already. Set 6 in Japan comes out next week. I will be opening a carton. 来週の診断、カートン開封配信する予定ですので、ぜひ来週も来ていただければ嬉しいです。基本的には、まあ大体 Twitch の方で配信してるんですが、もしよければ YouTube の方のチャンネル登録、Twitch のフォローなど、したらすごく嬉しいですので、今度の配信とかもぜひ、本当に気軽に、日本語でチャットのコメントを送ったり、できるだけ、なるべく対応しますので、本当にもうお気軽に送っていただければ思います。I'm just telling the Japanese viewers that they can easily, of course, come through for other streams. And also, I mostly stream on Twitch, I guess. YouTube streams are pretty rare. YouTube chat, are you enjoying? Are you happy that there is a YouTube stream today? I hope you guys are enjoying the show thus far. So I hope that the YouTube stream is appreciated by the folks. Yes, I'm glad to hear. YouTube's better in your country. Should do more often. Very happy. Good to hear. Thank you. Appreciate the support. And thank you to all the channel members tuning in as well. Very, very thankful. Dodging ads with premium. Yeah, that's one of the best parts of YouTube Premium, isn't it? Ecstatic is more of the word. I don't need to change sites to watch you stream. Wouldn't be able to watch from work. Oh, I'm glad. Is there any particular reason you don't do dual streaming? Mostly because on YouTube, if the stream doesn't do well, it affects the algorithm, and I don't want that to happen. And I think you guys know from my streams that I'm quite laid back, and sometimes I just boot up without a plan and I just want to talk and chill. So I don't really necessarily have like 10,000 view stream idea every single stream. I like to just chill on my streams. So YouTube punishes you for chilling, whereas Twitch is quite happy to help you chill. So, oh, Dreyaru, thank you for the super chat. Let's go. Nice spa. Very nice. Thank you so much. DF speaking Japanese like when an anime character speaks English. Yeah, I love to 雑談。雑談系の配信が好きな方は、ぜひ、Twitch の方は、フォローしてください。基本的には、結構雑談する方が多いので、 そういう、まあ、基本的には英語でやってるんですけど、全然、たまに日本のプレイヤーたちが、チャットに、書き込んだり、そういう時は日本語に切り替えたりしてるんですの、してますので、すみません、たまに日本語がおかしくなるんですけど、そういう雑談系が好きな方は、ぜひ、フォローしてください。What's the YouTube punish? So basically, just, YouTube looks at if your streams get good views, right? And then if your content gets good views, it recommends your other content. And if it doesn't, then the other stuff you upload will also get kind of, won't be promoted as much. So if you do a stream that isn't getting as much traction, it'll affect your other videos as well. Or at least that's what people say. So that might not necessarily be true, but that is part of it. Like, I think until they come back, we can go full screen. Hello. So actually, I had mail arriving today, and I was hoping it would arrive before the stream starts, and luckily it did. I swear there's a lot of Zatan on YouTube too. I guess those creators just don't care as much about algo. Yeah, I think for me it's just like for YouTube, I really want my videos to do as well as possible. So that's why I prioritize it. Oh, we're back. Round 3. 第3回戦. Alright, let's see what it's gonna be. Very excited. I'm really nice to see Natsuko-san on stream as well. I'm glad that she's getting more roles in the Vanguard community. I think she's a really great person. She's worked on many different card games in the past. Right now, she's been working this year a lot on one of Bushiroad's other card games, Dream Order. And so she's now going back to Vanguard as well, as of recent too. So it's gonna be nice. Hopefully we'll be able to do a video with her maybe at some point to promote the Vanguard store opening up. Alright, let's see what we're gonna get in this next matchup. How do you feel about Set 6 as a whole? Very excited about it, honestly. There's so many small little one-of cards that support all kinds of decks that I feel like it's a very high quality of life set. So, super excited. Super excited. Boss champ. They're looking at the questionnaires they answered, and one of the questions is what the things they would like to receive for Christmas. I heard they said they want Daigo's critical trigger. Oh, they want Ishimark's signed Chrono Jet Dragon. That's nice. I actually put a lot of thought into these questions. That's great. Which decks do you think is the most offensive in this new booster set? Like, what are the most aggressive decks, you mean? Yay, thank you, Woodman, for the 46 months. Sage finally finished. Oh, I immediately thought it was VCS Vienna. That's great. I need Chris-san triggers. Maybe one day, maybe one day. If this stream goes well, share these streams to your friends. I don't have enough screens to look at how many people are watching them, but make sure we gotta hit those numbers. You know, adults like to see, we live in a world of numbers. Adults like to see good, big numbers. Let's hit them big numbers. It's very important. Set 6 seems so good, it makes me harder to get excited for set 5. Really? I do think set 5 is definitely the more exciting one, personally. What time is day 2? It will start 1 hour later than today started. So right now it is 12:30. So I'll probably start the stream like 1 hour ago from now, but tomorrow, if that makes sense. Yeah, I think set 5 is a lot more impactful than set 6 in general in the meta, but set 5 is really exciting. So yeah, that's pretty cool. The YouTube stream, I looked at the numbers briefly. The YouTube stream is doing pretty good. I think we're doing at a level where I think we're doing about just as well as the official stream, if I'm not mistaken. Let's go. Very nice. We're just about the same. Let's go. English community. That's what it's all about. Not gonna kill the channel. Yay. We're doing good. Can we get much higher? I mean, day 2, I guess day 1 is still, you know, it's the beginning. We've had some very exciting games already, but day 2 is going to be the crazy one. We're going to get best of 3. We're going to get players in uniforms. We're going to get like all kinds of hype stuff. So I'm very excited. It's going to be great. I'm really, really excited. So I hope as many of you guys come back for tomorrow, see all the action. Don't forget, we're going to have best of 3 tomorrow for the 3rd place playoffs in the finals. It's very rare to see best of 3 in official Vanguard tournaments. So if you like that, you should maybe mention it on X using hashtag Deluxe and hashtag Vanguard, which will also enter you into a giveaway for some sleeves. All right, here we go. Oh, Temjin on the left versus Takii on the right. So Temjin is also a friend of mine. He qualified, I believe, in the Daivanga side WGP, where I came top 8 at with Eva. Yeah, everyone seems to use the Akina ride deck sleeves. Maybe they're asked to use them. But then we see Takii has the Hikari, and also you see a little bit of Nao here. Sorry, I'm blocking it. I'll move myself over here. They have a tiny bit of Nao over here as well. So we're gonna go through the mulligans. If they gave Gavril a stride deck set, do you think it'd be pre or post rescue? Pre, for sure. Definitely would be the original. That's what they've all been. I was in a house rule BO3 Vanguard locals. Oh my god. What round are we on now? Round 3. Sankaisen of 7. Today we have 7 total rounds and then top 8 tomorrow. So, and so far in terms of time, we've been pretty good. I will not forget to track the time this time around. So once we get the stand-up call, I will immediately... Oh! Alright, we begin. And I see Odium! Here we go! Odium versus Luard. This is going to be exciting. Going to show the Odium in the ride deck in order to get the gauge. And then use Leimina to draw a card as well. Against Luard on the right. This is going to be exciting. I mean, it's probably... Ooh, is that a vanilla draw trigger? Hold up. Yeah, it is Luard. Okay, ooh, the Nao crest. Uh-oh. Here we go. Oh, this is going to be an interesting matchup because both decks can definitely play the long game. But I think Odium going first might be quite favored. いや、このマッチアップが、もうすごく、普通のルワードでしたら、まあ先行を取ったオディウムの方が強いかなと思います。ただ、ここでタッキー選手が、アタックせずにパス宣言したので、そこが結構流れ変わりますね。Whoa! Temjin. So, turn 1 pass from Takii. That's huge. So, no damage here. We see the 5k call out. These will get plus 5k. So, these columns are now you're getting 2 draws from the Phileas here. So, this will be 2 draws. This has a 13k booster. So, you're swinging with 18k column, asking for a 15k guard here. And this one will basically be confirmed damage because it's coming in with 23k. Hits the crit! 2 damage coming in. Oh, and also loses the multi-attack denier as well, which doesn't really do too much in this matchup, so I guess it doesn't actually matter too much. But yeah, so this passing on turn 1 means that you're turning off the Colossus, you're turning off Anachronus, which is really huge. Fort of Altus isn't really played in Odium anymore. So it's been taken out as of recent. Oh man. Takii. Gonna discard. Ooh, okay, we're running the festival boosters. Drew a Bane just now. Oh, it's pretty big. All right. Let's see what Takii will do. So I think if Takii is going for the damage deny game plan, then yeah, we're just gonna swing into the rear and pass. Gets the maple as well. That's huge. So I do think that Temjin probably doesn't really mind not having counterblast too much. You aren't drawing cards as much compared to, because you can't use Anachronus, but you can still set the distorted Bane this turn. You can still get the extra draw. You still have, most importantly, you still have Philia alive, so you can draw cards from that. And so you can still push quite well. There's only one copy of Distorted Bane in the gauge right now, so only plus 5k to the front row rear guards right now. Double Anagranus from hand! These are both 23k attackers. Sorry, my very kitanai, ugly mouse writing. So these are gonna be 23k attackers. This is coming in with a 30k as well. So here's going to come down to how you want to order your swings. You might want to actually not attack with the rear guards first and keep these on board and just put something from hand to the gauge here. So we're probably going to see, okay, we're going to see the rester come through. So now we have 3 gauge. Gonna PG this swing as well for the triple drive, ditching the maple. I'm gonna swing Lemina, PG, Odium, blank. He's just like me. He's just like me, chat. He's just like me. Gonna draw one from the Philia. This one is coming in with now a whole 23k because that's plus 5k from the order here, and then also from the 5k here as well. So this is still 15k, and this will also be another 15k. So if Temjin can push Takii to 3 damage here, that will actually put them into a winning position on turn 4 from just a divine skill. Although they do need some counterblast, but they're at a stride here anyway. So, but yeah, Odium player is not checking blanks. Best friends. もうオディウムといえばなし。もう自分も今シーズンずっとオーディウム使って、もう何回も3打目のトリプルダイブでなし。その繰り返しがどんどん続いて、まあでもそのために入ってるのが何でしたっけ、オリエンスがもう本当にその3打目でトップ5枚からもうとりあえず少しだけ圧縮しながら、そのトリプルダイブのトリガーの確率を上げるために入ってます。まあ、天神選手の構築には入ってるかどうかはわからないんですけど、まあ、そういう構築が最近流行ってる感じです。So I'm just saying that this, for me, the blank has been something very common. So here we see Takii strides and searches out the 2 undercover, the tigers. So this is going to be, ooh, we also see a way to recycle Perfect Guard. So Maple is also chilling, of course. Can be used now every turn, very nice. Yeah, the Deerwing, gonna get called. Gonna use the effect here. Soul Blast 1, discard 1. And retrieve the Perfect Guard Esras back to hand. So now you can Perfect Guard for the Divine Skill turn. And then, you still need one more attacker. Chose not to bring back the Leafall. Yeah, damage denying Odium I think is... It's a pretty risky play. Because... Oh no. Oh, please wait a second. Oh, I think 1 second. I think I'm just having a bit of technical difficulties. I will switch to this. ごめんなさい、ちょっとブラウザの方のエラーが発生しちゃって少しお待ちを。あ、これで大丈夫そうですね。はい、すいません。なぜか。Sorry, had a bit of a technical issue there. これで大丈夫そうです。Is it okay now for you guys? すいません。最近ブラウザの調子がちょっとおかしくてこういうことがたまにあります。申し訳ないです。Should be okay now. Everything okay now? Okay, Luard healed. So we can look back later. Ooh, damage checks. One of the distorted banes. So I think now Temjin wants to take all the damage possible. Okay. Ooh, front trigger. That's good. So now both players are now on 2. So this might mean that Temjin might not want to take the divine skill next turn. They might want to stall out for another turn. However, both Anachronisms have survived. So it should be fine. これで多分配信の方が大丈夫そうかなと思います。すいません。たまにこういう、テクニカルエラーが発生するかもしれないので、その、YouTube と Twitch 同時に配信するときは、ちょっとパソコンの方が、パワーが、入ることになりますので、たまにこういうことが起こるかもしれない。本当に申し訳ないです。So hopefully those errors don't happen anymore, but sorry for that. So now, we do see Persona Ride for Odium. So first things first, draw. Oh, Orients. Soul Blast 1 top 5. Let's deck thin. Risk, add the chance of checking triggers here. Does have 2 Counterblast, that's all you really need because you basically will have CB1 for the Anachronous on your next turn during the Divine Skill turn if you do go for it in this turn. So it's gonna be interesting to see. I need to also zoom in a little bit more myself here. Should be better. So yeah, Distorted Bane in the damage is not the biggest deal. So I think here, in terms of attack pattern, so it's gonna depend on, they do have, I think they have 1 Anachronous in here as like the first gauge. Ooh, calls out another Lemina. Gonna use the Lemina here for 1 CB to call out the Philia behind the Vanguard. This is gonna be big. This is probably meaning that they're gonna go for the Divine Skill this turn. So most likely we're gonna see probably swinging, like if you swing from this, you do turn off your own healing chance, so you might want to go Vanguard first. It looks like we will go Vanguard first. Put in the Lemina. She isn't doing anything there anymore, so put the Lemina into the gauge, and then that's gonna give you a 46 swing here. The perfect guy that was found from last turn is going to come in. It's going to be huge. All right. First check crit is going to come down. Second check crit. The deck thin actually did its work. Now both swings are coming in for 2 damage here. Divine Skill. Discard 2. Divine Skill has been procced. So now we're going to see this is going to be asking for 2 damage. Going to use the Energy Blast 2 to get rid of the Interceptor. This one was most likely now. He's going to force Intercept with this one if he doesn't want to lose it from this Anachronous. So that's going to be also pretty big. All right. Coming in. This is coming in with what? So we have only 1 Distorted Bane in Order Zone, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So they're calculating power. So this should be Persona Ride 23, his own skill 28, that skill. There should be 2 Banes in there right now because he played 1 last turn and 1 this turn, right? So 23 Persona, 2 Banes, 33, plus 5k, 38. So I think, and then he put a trigger, so 48. 48,000. All right. Takii, looking through the hand. Where do you choose to take? As much as possible. If you can guard both of these attacks, the Divine Skill will be a lot easier to deal with. If you take one of these and you go to 4, the Divine Skill will be a lot more painful to deal with. And I think Takii wants to guard all of these attacks. Ooh, what is that grade 2? Chat, hold up. What was that grade 2 just now? What is this? What was that right there? What is this card right here? I feel like we're seeing some EB2 15k shield, grade 2 energy blast for 5k and 10k shield and put on rear guard guarding circle. Ooh, we're seeing some defensive techs in here. Okay. All right, Takii gonna use the perfect guard for the last attack, staying on 2 damage. This is very important. Very important to stay on 2 damage here. So now extra turn, rewind the time back to the start. And now it's time. Any defensive triggers have been undone. The time has been rewinded. I'm gonna call the Anachronous to the back here just to put a card into gauge. Not sure if you really needed that. I think it's okay even without because you don't have any particularly good targets. So could have saved the CB, but I guess that just gives you the cost to put this so your front row stays on the board. So it's gonna come in with 1 damage. This will come in with a twin drive here, putting this to the gauge. The Philia is also active because Takii doesn't have any rear guards because the Anachronous took out all of them. First check, blank. Second check, blank. Only 1 damage. It is the Regulus piece now. Taki's on 4 damage. It's only coming in for 1 though.